Hey, it's Zennial Gamer back with another G2 Siege today. Unfortunately, we're not off to the greatest start, but I'm hoping we can make a little bit of progress and chip away at some of XForce bases at the same time. So we're going to start off with this yellow 12 base, and it is actually all Aegir Triana Skoguls. To begin with, the first thing I want to do is actually look at the records of each one of these, and the reason for that is pretty straightforward. I'm probably going to be digging deeper into my monster box as I go with each comp, and by starting off with the strongest one, at least I've got a better chance of facing weaker ones as I go along. So the strongest one appears to be this one, which is 12 and 13. From that, what I can glean is that it probably has more will runes than some of the other bases. It may also be a little bit faster. We can be certain that Aegir and Triana are on violent, and so that tells us that we're possibly going to need to look at some sort of strip if we're going to try and take a first turn team. And also that we're probably going to need to be a little bit tankier to survive those violent procs. So let's set up a comp. Okay, so we've decided to go with Mimirr, Loren, and Triana. And the purpose of this is that with my speed lead, I am going to get first turn. My Loren, she is actually at 251, which isn't the fastest violent Loren, but it'll be fast enough to take first turn in this fight for sure. I also expect that at 224, my Mimirr is probably a little slower than that Aegir, but with his speed lead, he should go second. So what that's going to do is if the Aegir does not have will, then I can use my Loren to slow down the Skogul. And if the Aegir does have will, which he does, then I'm actually going to use my Loren to strip and slow down this Mimirr. Unfortunately, we missed the defense break, but then we procced and got the sleep. Or not procced, but we got the sleep. So now from here, I will try to stun and take away the attack bar of Triana. And so that immobilizes her completely for a little while. I'm still going to let that Aegir take his nap, so I'll work on the Triana a little bit. And those are some nice, some really nice procs. Okay. So we're going good. I planned on taking the hit. I didn't plan on having him proc it, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and lock down this Aegir again. So the basic concept of what I'm doing here is I know that I have enough healing between Mimir's self-healing and between Triana and Triana's death protection that the Skogul Rock is not actually a threat to me. What is a threat to me is the Aegir going crazy with his confiscate and starting to proc. So I don't want to risk that Aegir gaining control of the fight. I also, right now with these attack bars, don't want to risk that Triana proccing and starting to heal. So I'm going to slow her down again. Now I'm going to dip back over and reduce the Aegir attack bar. And now hopefully I should be able to finish off Triana with this hit right here. And even though it didn't kill, the DOTs will kill her, so I can go to work on the Aegir now. My Loren is back to slow down Aegir, so I've got complete control of this fight now. Even though I took the hit with the Skogul Rock, and even though he procced, because Skoguls are always the slowest monster on this team, it's okay. Unless he does like 4 more procs right here, I'm still not worried. The Triana's gone already. The Aegir's going to die to DOT. So even though I think that Skogul proc 2 or 3 times already, I've only taken 1 hit because I never directly attacked him and cooled down his skill 3. And now that it's 3-on-1 and I have tons of attack bar control, he's never going to get to go at me again. So the basic key to this team was just making sure that the only monster that got a turn was Skogul. And there goes the Aegir, and here goes the Skogul. And we've got our first defeat of this Triana, Aegir, and Skogul comp. On to the second. Okay, so now we're going into the second. This is the comp that had the second best record. And so once again, I'm assuming that there may be some will runes or some faster monsters involved. For that reason, I still want a little bit of a speed lead. The monsters that I'm using here, my Fran is definitely going to take first turn at just under 250. My Bella is 237. He's not in the greatest runes, Revenge, Nemesis, Blade, but for this fight should serve its purpose, which is basically to strip and defense break and heal, and attack bar boost. And then my Amduat will actually cut. And so what I can do here is if the Aegir has no will runes, I can defense break with my Bella. If it does have will runes, then I can strip, depending on where the attack bars stand. And then, of course, Fran gives me immunity, which Aegir is going to steal, but she also gives me some healing. My Amduat is in a crit damage build, so he's my primary damage dealer here. It's going to be a slower fight, but what I'm looking for is some attack bar manipulation. And again, I have 3 monsters that are a little bit tankier, and I can take the Skogul hit, so what I'm going to be trying to do is control the Aegir. So we start with hopefully a defense break, and we got it. And I'm still going to do some damage to the Aegir. And she clears everything. Another Skogul proc, and another Aegir proc. So now that Triana's used her her healing skill, we're going to use the the Amduat skill 2 to try and slow down the Aegir and the Skogul, and if we get lucky, we might catch a Despair Stun. We did catch one Despair Stun. Of course, I've got to heal up a little bit with Bella, and I'm actually going to just reduce the attack bar on the Aegir with Fran. I won't do the heals yet. Now, I am going to try and stun that Skogul one more time. He even resisted the attack bar reduction, but that's okay. Now we're going to go ahead and try to defense break this Aegir, and I think we're going to try and stun the Triana this time, because we don't want her to get back to that heal. We'll go ahead and reduce the attack bar of the Aegir again. Triana's not back to her S3, so I'm still going to try to control the Aegir now that he's out of stun. I'm going to go for the defense break, which I got this time, as long as she doesn't proc right here. Okay, we're looking okay so far. Another Skogul proc, but that's okay. So now we're going to set off the Triana passive. If Fran could do enough damage here, that would be beautiful. I didn't think so. Okay, so we're going to use our Desert Wind, and if I get really lucky and stun the Triana, then I'll be able to finish off Aegir with the next hit. And I did. That was actually really sweet. So let's go ahead and finish off the Aegir. And let's reduce the attack bar on the Skogul a little bit. Of course, that rock's going to come down, so we're not going to hit the Skogul because we don't want to mess with his cooldown from that passive that he has. So we'll just wait for the rock to come down. I'm also not going to... I could go ahead and strip here, actually, and then reduce the attack bar with Fran a little bit. And that was actually a really nice counter. And Triana just used her heal, and now I'm back healed up from the Skogul rock. And from here, we're actually really good. I've got complete control of this fight, and I'm not too worried. I am going to defense break the Triana just because the Bella damage would have done nothing for me right there anyway. And so getting that extra defense break out there is nice. Go ahead and reduce the Skogul. I'm actually going to reduce Triana's attack bar now because I can finish the Skogul with Amduat. And from here, once again, we've got control of the fight. I could have even just reduced Triana's attack bar there. I really didn't need the attack buff, but either way it works. I've got attack bar reduction with 2 of my monsters, and Triana's not soloing me. So there we go. We've got 2 down and 3 to go. So on to the next. Okay, for this next one, we're going to go with a Kamoon, a Ran, and a Mihail. So my Mihail is going to go first here at 231. And this is actually the team with the worst record of the batch. So what I'm assuming now is that there are no will runes. At a minimum, I'm assuming that there's going to be no will runes on the Skogul, which is what I actually need. So the plan here is that I'm going to use Mihail to reset the skills on Skogul so that the rock does not go up. Even though Mihail's a healer, I'm worried that that Aegir is going to control my Kamoon. So what I want to do is reset the Skogul while Aegir focuses on Kamoon, and then I'm going to use the Ran to finish him off because she's multi-hit and attack bar control. I'm expecting to outspeed here with the speed lead, which I did. So we're going to start off probably just by chipping away at the Triana a little bit with my Destroy runes. We're going to reset the Skogul skills. That was not ideal, so I am not going to use my defense buff right now because Aegir's Confiscate would just take it away from me, and I'm going to need that heal in case the Skogul procs the rock. So instead I'll just hit the Aegir, and I'll hit the Aegir one more time, so that got rid of Triana. So our speed tuning here is terrible because I'm not going to be able to do anything to Aegir yet either. Fortunately for me, the Aegir derped there. Unfortunately, That rock is really going to hurt when it comes down. Um, With Skogul having the rock in the air, I'm actually going to go ahead and reset the Aegir skills because I can't afford him to confiscate my shield right now. That did work out nicely, and since his confiscate is gone, I'll go ahead and put up the defense buff, which does help quite a bit there. And now I do at least have control of the Aegir. I don't think 4 hits is enough to kill the Aegir without a defense break. So instead, I am going to go with my skill 2, which puts some dots on, and if I get really lucky, he'll be on the edge of health, and the dots will kill him without setting off the Triana passive. Didn't happen, but I still feel like I'm okay for this fight. So we'll go ahead with that. I'm going to throw one more dot on the Aegir, and actually now I should be able to kill him with the 4 hits. And he'll die to the dot. Oh, no, he won't die to the dots. All right, we're going to heal up Noom right here. The Ran does at least have her shield on for right now. I cannot reset anybody's skills, but the Triana passive is procced. So I should hopefully be able... Oh, the Triana passive did not proc. Okay, we are actually in trouble. That Aegir, I think, is going to kill my Ran. Oh, got the heal. Never mind. Not happy about that Triana proc. We'll go ahead and just skill 1 the Aegir again. And I am going to, even though it's an attribute disadvantage, I'm really going to try and get that Aegir down right now. I think this might be enough. She procced back to the passive. I didn't realize she procced back to the passive. I thought she only had 1 proc. Okay, so now Aegir has run his confiscate. I did get 1 resistance, which is nice, and this will finish the Aegir. Eventually he's going to die, I swear. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and reduce the attack bar of this Skogul until I can reset its skill. I'll admit I was awfully worried there for a moment, but I'm thinking that we're okay now that that Aegir is down. I'm going to have to watch the video, though. I swear I only saw Triana proc 1 time. Her passive should have been down. Okay, so we'll go ahead and reset this Skogul. And now we're basically going to be able to just kill the Skogul with the dots through the Triana passive, unless she gets back to her heal, which should not be the case, because I should be able to reduce her attack bar with Ran, unless she's ahead of Ran. But either way, we are looking good. This will actually finish off the Skogul right here. Wow. Okay, well this will finish off the Skogul for sure. Oh, biggest fail ever. Biggest fail ever. I can't wait to watch this video, actually. But we can auto now. At least we're just down to the Triana. Okay, so we're moving on to our 4th comp. This time we're going to use Aegir, Skogul, and Harmonia to counter the Aegir, Skogul, Triana. There are 2 benefits that I'm hoping to gain out of this. The first is that my Harmonia will be able to do the unwanted harmony after their Skogul rock lands. And the second is I chose the team with the least winning record, so I'm hoping that my Aegir will outspeed their Aegir and give me a chance to confiscate that Aegir's attack bar so that I can get my Skogul rock up first. The other advantage I have here is I'm using my triple resistance Skogul, so both Aegir and Skogul. So that does give me a big advantage on the accuracy checks. And then my Skogul will be getting attacked, so he will get to his 2nd rock faster than their Skogul will, and if we needed a 3rd rock as well. So I'm expecting to be able to drop their Aegir before they can drop mine, and then once it's just 3-on-2, I should be good. All right, I did outspeed. Unfortunately, surprisingly, the Aegir has will runes, so at most I can reduce 50% attack bar, but I'll actually reduce 0. We are not going to use our immunity. I'll just try and reduce the attack bar of Triana. I got my rock up first. My Skogul was a little faster, but his was a little prockier. We'll go ahead and brand the Aegir over there. And I will heal up a little bit. And pop the Aegir. Even though I had attribute disadvantage because of the brand, it was worth going for it. And I think we will use our Unwanted Harmony on the Aegir because he's the true biggest threat. So we'll get him down a little bit and see if maybe we could pop him with some DOTs if we get lucky, and he would die through the passive on the next turn. So that's why I didn't use my skill 2 there, because we went for the DOT. He did get healed up, of course. We'll go ahead and just chip down this Triana a little bit. And so you see my resistance benefits right there. I've resisted the Aegir a few times already. Obviously, even with max resist, because that Aegir probably has quite a bit of his own accuracy, I'm not guaranteed. But it is paying benefits. Once again, with the brand, I'm going to go ahead and poke him despite the attribute disadvantage. We'll poke him again. I was hoping to pop Triana. Okay, yeah, so actually I'm going to get the kill right here. That's perfect. The first hit will pop Triana, and the second hit will kill him. And now my rock's about to come down 3-on-2, which is looking good. Since the Skogul had, we'll try and brand the Triana, since the Skogul had will up still, or immunity up, excuse me. And we'll go ahead and try and reduce her attack bar a little bit. And that was perfect. I'm going to go ahead and brand if I can. I have to admit, things are going pretty well. Despite the attribute disadvantage, I've gotten several crits and brands. Of course, he's going to get his stone right back up in the air. And that's a little concerning, but I do have some attack bar manipulation here. I think I can kill him before the stone comes back down. I think. We got our confiscate here. Uh-oh. So if I throw my Atlas stone up, he'd only have to proc twice to kill me. Yeah, I should reduce the attack bar, because if he got 2 violent procs, I'd lose. So we'll try and reduce the attack bar. We missed the reduction, but he didn't proc, so we got the win. On to the next. Okay, so flipping through base 11, we see there's 3 Molongs, a Tian Lang, and then this last one that doesn't quite fit in, the Jean Volantis Rika. So one of my most reliable comps is Odin Amelia Bastet, and I can't use it against any of those Molong comps because my Odin only does about 40k. But I should be able to nuke out the Volantis and then nuke out the Jean in 1 hit each with the Odin, and the Amelia is going to pretty much neuter the Rika. So we're going to go ahead and do this fight, which should be the quickest one, as a good way to start off this base. So we jump in, we outsped, which is really important because that Volantis strips. But I did feel pretty confident that my Bastet would outspeed, so we go ahead and stack Odin. And then we try and drop the Volantis because he strips, and now that he's done, we're pretty much good already. I even stole the Will Rune, but I really didn't need to. It wouldn't have actually mattered. Even if the Jean had provoked me, it would have just taken me 1 extra turn to finish it off. And now, even though Odin is weak to this Rika, it's not actually a big deal because the Rika would die to my my Amelia and Bastet if I needed to. It would just be a long fight. But Odin will eventually just crit. Probably here, and there's 1 more base down. On to the next. Okay, so moving on to our next fight, we're going to try this Molong Eladriel Perna, and we're going to use Xingshi and Ganymede and our own Perna. And the idea here is that the Molong will Reckless my Perna, Ganymede is going to control the Eladriel, and then Xingshi will defense break and eventually kill the Molong, and then I'll use Xingshi to stun and control the Eladriel along with Gany. So the enemy team is full will. There's nothing for me to ventilate, so I'm just going to pop the Molong a little bit. There's the Reckless, which is actually good for us. We wanted that Reckless because I can just go ahead and ventilate Perna after he dies. I'll start on the enemy Perna a little bit while I wait. And we'll try and defense break this Molong. that was pretty nice, actually. So now we reset the Eladriel, and that was a really nice start to the fight. I use this team against this comp a lot. It's pretty reliable. It usually works, but sometimes it takes much longer if you don't land the quick defense break like I did. So in this case, that Molong's actually going to go down pretty quick, and I've already reset the Eladriel. I was just waiting for the triple stun there. As soon as I said he was going to go down pretty quick, he was supposed to triple stun me. So we're good there. He's gone. The other Perna is now actually gone as well. I still can't even ventilate. We'll throw some glancing on Eladriel and try and defense break the Eladriel. Go ahead and reset him again so he can't resurrect. And there goes the Perna. And I could probably just, I'll go ahead and ventilate Xingshi just so I'm ventilating something. It gives me a shot at a defense break, speed up the fight a little bit more at this point. And so there we go. On to the next. Okay, so as you can see, we're starting to make a nice little comeback here. We still got some points to catch up on, but we are looking better on the bases. So we're going to go ahead and try and take another XForce base 11 here. There's a few light dark defenses. We've got speed kills working on this Artemil Nigong. Nigong. But we're going to come down here to this Fenyang Chandra Kumar. I think this one can be coppered. And so we're going to go ahead with our copper team. And as long as that Chandra doesn't have 58k HP, which I feel fairly safe with, we should be good with this one. All right, we will start actually by taking out that Fenyang. So we'll boost our bulldozer. And I think my bulldozer is right around 48, 49k. The little bit of a proc session there, but it shouldn't matter. So the Chandra's out, and now it's just basically bulldozering him out. So on to the next. Okay, so we're moving on to the next fight, and we've got a Fenyang, Orion, and Rakan. So not a lot of damage unless the Fenyang gets a defense break, which means we want to get the Fenyang out quickly. We also need Shield and Will to protect against that Orion. So my Ciara is in Violent Will. This Skogul is going to offer me both Shield and Will, and then the Daphnis is in Swift Will. And ideally, the Daphnis is going to hit that Fenyang. I don't think he'll kill him. My Daphnis doesn't have quite enough damage to kill him, but he should bring him to the point where Ciara would be able to take him out, and then from there, I'm not really too worried about the 2v3. Okay, so we took first turn as expected. Even though they had the Orion, I had the speed lead. And so with that shield up on the Fenyang, we are going to go for him right off the bat with the Daphnis. And unfortunately, we got resisted, and that Orion now could defense break the Daphnis, which fortunately he did not. So I'm going to go ahead and bomb this Fenyang. I don't know, it was not quite enough, but we might get him with the DOT. So we'll get our rock up in the air. Ciara might... Oh, he didn't even go for Ciara. He went for the Skogul, which was perfect. And I think that DOT now should take out the Fenyang. Actually, what we're going to do is bomb the Orion, but hit the Fenyang, and that'll make sure that he dies to the damage over time. So our rock will come down. I chose to hit the Orion there just because I didn't want to risk the collapse coming back from Rakan on my Ciara. And, whoops, no bomb. So from here, we'll just wait for our rock, and on to the final battle. Okay, so we're back for the last fight. We're going to go with this base 5 and try and get a foothold in there. I don't know if we have enough attacks left to cut off X-Force, but we're going to set it up just in case we do. And we're going to go after this Luis Molong Pernacomp. And to do that, we're going to use our Bulwark, our Rakan, and our Diana. So the thought here is that Molong is obviously going to reckless the Rakan, and Luis is going to give enough buffs to stack my Bulwark to heal the Rakan back up. We'll use Diana to strip and kill both Luis and Molong, and then we're going to use the Rakan to finish off the Perna. Okay, so Bulwark takes first attack, and all we're going to do is probably just try and strip the Molong just to chip his damage down by 1,000 or so. 2,000. Okay, so we have our full stack. There's the Reckless. There's the Proc. And he's stunned the Bulwark as well. So I think we're going to need to put a shield up because that Perna is going to target the Rakan. And that's not good. Okay, the shield held for one, but there's another proc, and I think we are in a lot of trouble. I think I need to hit the Luis. It won't really matter whether I provoke or not, though. They're going to attack him either way. We'll hit the Luis anyway, because we don't want to provoke that Perna. Alright, If we can get a stun on this Molong, we have a chance. Although I think Rakan's dead either way, we at least have a chance to survive if the Perna misses the crit. With no stun on the Molong, it's over. And it's over. I think I need to heal that Diana. Even though it's only 3 stacks, I need to use what I can. 2,800. Didn't do quite what I was hoping for there, to be honest. Alright, so I think we're going to attack direct. If we can get a stun, if we crit, it might resurrect. If we don't crit, maybe there's a chance at a stun if it's not a glancing hit. But I don't want to get caught in human form just yet. So we did get the resurrect this way. I think we're gonna kill a Perna with a Diana. Go figure. Oh wow. It got back! Oh, it got back through the procs. Alright. Well, finish that siege on a low note. But that'll be it for this siege, and thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, please pop that subscribe button over on the left. It shows me that you enjoyed the video, but more importantly, it shows me that you found the information useful and hopefully it helped you in your gameplay. So here's the deal. You pop subscribe and I'll keep popping out content. Thanks guys.